You are now listening to the smooth sensations and high vibrations of Alex, host of the best relationship channel on YouTube. Alex, drop them gems on us.
Y'all, it's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of Elite Fleet. It's a nice day outside. I get to have my favorite backdrop, and I want to get straight into it. Today we're going to talk about, since it's a new year, I want to kick off with new topics. And the topic I want to talk about today is why it's so hard to have a successful relationship in 2023. Why being a good man and being a good woman is so difficult in 2023. I did a video a while ago where I talked about there's no such thing as a simp and there's no such thing as a pick-me. At the end of the day, all women are pick-me's because you all want to be picked. You all want to be married. You all want to have a family. Before someone comes in here like, not me, Alex, I don't want to have a family. Okay, that's fine. You're the outlier. We're not talking to you. The vast majority of women of all races want to have a family and they want to have a man. All right? And at the other end of the spectrum, if you really look at the word simp, right? Everything that will make you a simp, the way they conventionally put it today, simp is supposed to be simply idolizing mediocre, we gonna say V-Box, but really the other P word, right? But today, they call simping, if you talk on the phone with your girl, you a simp. If you pay for dates, you a simp. If you pay all the bills, you're a simp. Like anything that's traditionally masculine makes you a simp. If you protect your woman, you're a simp. Everything makes you a simp. And it's the same thing with the pick-me talk. You know, you cook for your man, you a pick-me. You clean for your man, you a pick-me. You know, if you in the house, you want to be a housewife, you a slave. Everything that is the foundation of whole traditional relationships that have made relationships last for years and years are being flipped on its head, and it's turned into a power struggle. Now it's all about the power struggle. Can you get over on your woman? How much can you get her to do without you doing anything? Can you get the V-Box for free? That's what it's all about. The player culture, the pickup culture. On the other side, for the women, it's all about, can you scam a dude? Can you get a dude to come up off some money? How much money can you get without beating up the V-Box? How much money can you get for the V-Box? We don't cook, we don't clean. Like, everything is all backwards now, and you get praised for being backwards. And that's the thing. Now, to be fair, a lot of men are not going to like what I'm about to say, but I'm just keeping it real. A lot of this is men's fault. Because we promoted pickup artist culture. We promoted Playboy culture, and it's not a race thing. This was across all races. If you go and look up the old school pickup artists, right, on YouTube, way before MGTOW and Red Pill really kind of blew up like that, when it was just the pickup artists and the dating cultures, these dudes, white, black, Puerto Rican, and Asian, it does not matter. They were teaching you how to manipulate women out of vagina. This is why I tell you guys all the time, I don't teach game. You should be yourself. You should know how to vet certain women who are going to be able to do the things that you want them to do. And then you should just present your best self. And then present a masculine dates, okay? Present masculine frame and just be you. And if she like you, y'all going to be good. I don't teach game because game is manipulation. But in the early 2000s, especially in the 90s and in the late 80s, all it was about was you got to whisper this in her ear to get her to drop her panties. You got to take her hair and then that's going to get her open. You got to tell her this. It used to be cool to actually tell women, oh, you love them or you're in a relationship with them when you just want to smash, which was never something you had to do. I still tell you guys to this day, you don't have to be in a relationship with a woman to smash. You don't have to tell her you love her to smash. You don't got to do none of that. You don't have to take her on a date. Again, back in my day, we Netflix and chilled all the time. You don't even have to take her on a date. But because of that manipulation, right, there's only so many, listen, the only thing that really separates humans from animals is our ability to think for ourselves, right? Our ability to think critically, right? A dog can only bark, a cat can only meow. A human can meow and bark if they want to. Just because they want to, right? So what I'm saying is we're not purely instinctual creatures. We have instincts, right? This is why when people try to say everything's society, that's not necessarily true. A lot of attraction is just based off of biology, right? But we have the ability to adapt because of our free will. So why am I saying all this? Simply, after so many years, guys, we got away, if we're being honest, we got away with about 2 decades bare minimum probably 3, because it really wasn't until 2010 when you started to see women's attitudes towards sexual relationship kind of shift. But we got away with basically 20 to 30 years of straight lying, conniving, and thieving, and basically stealing the V-Box from women by watching videos or picking up game talking points to maneuver them out of the V-Box. Instead of just presenting our best selves, being masculine men, saying what we wanted, and just running it like that, right? This is why I always tell y'all, mode 0. If you just want to smash, just put that out there. And then deal with women who look like that's what they about. Just let them know. Especially in 2023, it's definitely no reason to lie in 2023. There are still, believe it or not, game channels across all races in 2023. Why? Why? In the year of women, I don't even want a relationship, we got game channels. And what's interesting is, if everyone says women and women today are all 304s, then what the hell do you even need a game channel for? This is why this is a relationship channel. You shouldn't need a game channel. Trying to find a woman who's going to act right in a relationship, right? Trying to vet through the crap to find a woman who's going to act right in a relationship, or understanding what you need to do or what you need to be as a man to get a woman to act like in a relationship. That's harder in 2023 than just smashing. You should not need no game coaches in 2023 with their Mac Daddy player hats and their canes. You shouldn't need none of that, but it still exists to this day. So as a result and as a reality, this played a major factor in why relationships are hard today, because what women eventually did, again, across all races, they were like, okay, and this is majorly the Western women. I also want to put that out there too, because everybody was like, the Western woman's messed up, the Western woman's messed up. Well, across most of the other cultures in the country, not all, but most, they never picked up player culture. All right? Getting married, having families, settling down, not lying to women, get them out of their panties. You guys got to understand, in certain cultures, right? Like in Africa, you don't got to lie to smash no chick. If you go over to France, you go over to England and stuff, their conversations around sex isn't even as taboo as America. So there's no reason to lie. A woman in France will tell you straight up, oh, I got like 30, 40, 50 bodies. She don't care. She's not going to lie like American women's going to lie, because she doesn't have to. They're just way more open about that over in those countries, right? But anyways, we're getting back to the point. So in America, it became extremely popular to basically say whatever to get you a piece of the V-Box, right? So what did women do? Women adapted. They said, okay, if these dudes are going to lie to us, they're going to pretend to be in relationships with us, they're going to lie about loving us, they're going to tell us whatever they want, we want to hear, they're going to clap our cheeks, and then they're going to switch up the game, well, we're going to adapt. We're going to adapt. We're going to start pretending to like these dudes and then getting them for their paper. We're going to pretend to like you and get a free meal. We're going to pretend to like you and, go on a vacation. We're going to tell you to cash app us before we give you our number. We're going to start, you got some women who are in their super masculine frames who's just like, I'm going to just start smashing and I'm not going to do nothing else. I'm not going to cook. I'm not going to clean. And I'm not going to be submissive. For what? Because y'all ain't ish, right? And again, this is spread out throughout all cultures, a lot of the cultures in the Western society. It's a problem everyone's dealing with. See, you start to talk to certain people, right? And then I realize this mainly happens in the black community, because when I talk to my subscribers of other communities, right? Asian, white, Hispanic, they tend to understand that this is just a modern men, modern women problem, aka Western men, Western women problem, right? But whenever it's black men and women talking, y'all always like to speak as if we're the only ones having these conversations. Like there isn't various channels right? Where you have white, Asian, Hispanic, men and women having the same exact conversations when it comes to relationships and the culture and the vibes right now on a relationship scale, okay? It's all messed up all over the place. And the reason it's messed up all over the place is because, and am I solely blaming men? No, right? Because women need to be corrected nowadays with the way that they're moving. I'm just telling you how it started. This whole 304 thought culture came from the player culture. That's just the reality of the situation. I had a whole damn documentary on it where I broke that parts down. But that's just the reality of the situation. The animal adapted, women adapted and said, okay, we're going to get what we want now. The hell with all that dainty, oh, I'm just running around here, I don't know what's going on. They're not going to do that, because at the end of the day, men weren't being men. Men were tricking women out of the V-Box. Men were playing games. So then the women started to play the games. Now we have a culture, right, where everybody's playing games. And if you don't want to play games, right, you a masculine man, you really about your stuff, you want to get married, you want to have a family, okay? Or you just, maybe you don't want to get married, maybe you just want to have a family, right? So you want to have some kids, you don't want to put it on paper, you don't want to get to stay involved, whatever. But you want a relationship at the end of the day. It's going to be hard for you now. Because not only are the women scorned, generationally scorned, but they playing games now. They got their own books. You know, they got their 90 days rules, you know, how to finesse a man. They got their own thing going on. Then you got a lot of them, like I said, overly masculinized, overly sexualized, who they just want to smash, which catches dudes off guard. But I'm like, hey, you know, if that's supposed to be what you want, even though I know a lot of y'all like the idea of thinking you're tricked or manipulated with a woman out of something. That's why we still following game channels in 2023, even though there's no reason for a game channel because it's a free sexual market right now. But I digress. So that's going to make it hard for you as a man because of the way women are acting. And then on top of that, you got men coming down on your heads calling you a simp or a sucker for anything you do that's traditionally masculine roles in a relationship. The system is designed for you to fail. Because at the end of the day, if you're not going to pay for no dates, you're not going to be a provider, you're not going to protect nobody, all right? You're not going to try to form any type of emotional connection with a woman at all because you're just going to be stoic and stare at her ass, then the most you're going to get is some V-Bikes, assuming that you're attractive. If you're not, you're going to end up an incel. That's just the reality of the situation, right? And on the other hand, like I said, the women are already scoring, they already been here, so they out here trying to finesse dudes, or they out here just sleeping with the dudes because they feel like that's all the dudes want to do anyway. They ain't worried about being wives. They out here just having the kid, getting the check for the kid. They moving their own way. They spitting their own game. So again, if you're the traditional woman, you're like, but I want one man. I want to be married to one man. I want a traditional family. I want a masculine leader, provider, protector, right? I just want to have one man's kids. I don't want to be a baby mama. I don't want to be a single boss chick my whole goddamn life with a dog. This is what I want. Again, it's going to come down on you from two different levels because one, men don't believe you anymore because everybody's 304s. So the men like, man, you lying, you a thought. I know you out here sleeping with everybody, even if you aren't. I know you're out here sleeping with everybody. I know you out here finessing. I know you just want to go on this date to see what you could get. They're not paying you no attention. And then on the back end, you have the women coming down on you. Why you doing all that? I wouldn't be cooking for him. I wouldn't be cleaning for him. Oh, this isn't the 1900s. This isn't the 1800s. That's what you're going to run into now. And you can try the 50-50 thing, right? And some 50-50 relationships do work. But generally speaking, a woman's going to want a man to be a man, and a man's going to want to be a man. And man's going to want a woman to be a woman, and a woman's going to want to be a woman. Eventually, we're going to fall back into, because again, everything isn't society. Some things are biology. Men are biologically built to protect the women. That's just the reality of the situation, right? Because again, if we were back in the olden days, we didn't have modern science, right? Modern technology. We didn't have the police. We didn't have these houses where we could lock these doors, right? We was just all out there with the animals, and we was just all out there as human beings. You would have to be able to protect your woman from getting raped that night. All right? Your woman, if she got pregnant, she had a commission for like 9 months. And then possibly another 2 months after she already had the kid. That baby's defenseless. You would have to protect all of them. So you're designed to be able to do that. A woman is designed biologically to be nurturing, to be caring, and to be submissive because she's supposed to have a protector, and she's supposed to be the first teachers of the child. Not only the first teachers of the child, but she nourishes the child through her body with the breast milk, and she nourishes the child in general. She carries the baby. She pushes out the baby. So she's not designed to fight because it's not smart enough. It doesn't make logical sense to design the woman to be the protector when she's going to be out of commission for a damn year. It doesn't make sense. So eventually some stuff is wired into you biologically. So you could try as a woman, for example, to be the provider in a relationship. It ain't going to last long. It's just not. You can try as a man, for example, to be the nurturer, carer of the relationship. Most of the time, it's just not going to last long. You have some outliers, but at the end of the day, most of the time, it's not going to last long. But the reason a lot of people are struggling in relationships today is because the whole climate has changed into everyone trying to scam everybody. You got women trying to see what they can get out of the man, and the man trying to see what they can get out of the woman. You got player culture versus 304 culture. You got pickup artists versus the finessers. The finessers looking for sugar babies and sugar daddies and trips. This is basically what you got now, right? And some people be like, well, what do you do if you're an outlier? How do you find the outlier? Well, you are what you attract. So if you're truly an outlier as a man, or you're truly an outlier as a woman, you're going to put out outlier energy. So naturally, people are going to call you pick-me's. You ain't going to hang with those type of people, right? The dude's going to call you simps. You're not going to hang with the dudes who call you simps. Eventually, you're going to end up around real masculine men, and that's going to naturally push you into the arms of real feminine women. You two are going to find each other. Just like this channel. The Elite Fleet is completely different than the vast majority of relationship channels you would see on YouTube. Because we keep it real, but we still understand what it is. There's no hate here. So, in my opinion, the most balanced fan base, the most balanced comment section, and the most balanced content on the tube. And it's like that because the energy I put out. If you hate women or you hate men, you don't want to be a traditional woman, you don't believe in that, you don't want to be a traditional male, you don't believe in that, this channel is a repellent. You're going to go away. And we're only going to be left with what? The outliers. And you got to translate that energy to real life. That's how you find the outliers. Again, going back to what I say, where do I find all these nurturing, caring, submissive women? Because my energy puts out real traditional masculine men. I'm not going to deal with no 304, and they know it. Like, a 304 will try to be a housewife if she comes into my section, because she already knows what time it is. I'm not about to play no games with no 304. So your energy is how you attract what you want to get back. That's how you find the outliers, by putting out specific types of energy and building yourself into what you foresee for the future. But that's why relationships are so hard in 2023. But the key to unlocking it is literally simply just living your life as that outlier every single day. You live your life as that outlier, you will find women who are like-minded just like you. There's women on this channel who agree with everything I've been saying about how women should act. That means they exist. There's men on this channel for the women watching. There's men on this channel who believe in everything I'm saying about what a man should be doing. That means they exist. So if y'all can find each other in this comment section, y'all can find each other in real life. Not by running any game or pretending to be something you're not, but just by being yourself on a daily basis. And repelling all that pick-me talk, repelling all that simp talk, and attracting in that traditional masculinity and femininity. That's how you do it. And that's the first step to getting relationships back on track in 2023. Again, on this channel, we ain't trying to save the world. We're just trying to save the people who still want and believe in families. And trust me when I tell you, if you do, you're going to have way more money than the people who single on both ends. But that's another video. We'll get into that another time. I am Alex, and I am out. Peace.